Okay, I hope this is working. Welcome. So, we're just going to be driving a Santa Fe train over Cajon Pass. Just getting ready here. Just set this train up, so set the class lights to green. Okay. Locomotive 5025 in the lead. Let's get moving. And welcome, this is Gabe. Here we go. And we're just driving a Santa Fe train over to Cajon Pass. It's a little Santa Fe piggyback train. Locomotive 5025 leading, Snoot Nose SD4-2. Let's see. And maybe after this we'll go on to Cino Hinton Division. We'll drive a CSX train. I've seen pictures of Santa Fe trains in the Cajon Pass with lash ups this big, plus helper sets in the rear, so that's what I did with this train. Got 5025 leading, 5033 trailing, 5047 trailing, 5340, 5379, 5515, and 5697 on the front end. If I remember, on the rear, I put a C30-7, two SD40s, and another SD45-2 as a helper set. Clear signal at milepost 73.1. Approaching and crossing. Disable junctions. Go. Did I miss anything? No, you didn't. I just started the stream. Welcome, Roberto. Once again, we're just driving a Santa Fe train. Sure, we'll go over here and we'll get a run by of it, so you guys can see. This is over to Cajon Pass. Just trying to find a good place out. This is good enough. Get a picture here. Screenshot. And we'll wait here, and I'll show you guys the helper set at the rear. Yeah, this is not entirely 100% realistic. I honestly don't know how Santa Fe did like piggyback trains back then. So I just set up these random cars just to pull over to Cajon anyways. Actually, no, I think to make things easier, I'll for you to chat on my phone. Let me just open the chat on my phone here. That's good to know, yeah. So you just joined in a ETS2 Fanatic 4581. Okay, there's helpers at the rear. I know this train's rather short, but whatever. Again, it's not 100% realistic. So there's the helper sets, a C30-7 with 2 SD40s and SD45-2. As you can see, engine 8018, 5056, and along with 5042 and 5670. Back to the front. Let's get back in the cab. You go on the conductor side. It's a little easier to see out of the conductor side for me. It's so snowy out there. Do you mean as in snowy? It's snowy in your area, or it's, yeah, there's no chance of snow down here in the Carolinas. It's a little upsetting. Now, the way the Cajon Pass works is that the rails that I'm currently riding on is the Santa Fe tracks. The other tracks to the left are the Southern Pacific tracks, which today, of course, would be BNSF and Union Pacific. Oh, good grief. Okay. Check this. It looks good. Now we're at milepost. Well, I don't know if that's milepost or whatever. It says 70. The mileposts are mostly on the signals on the Cajon Pass. We'll just leap ahead up here, because there's another set of signals up here. It'll tell us where we're at. Yeah, see the single track right there is the Southern Pacific line. The double track's the Santa Fe line. So 1 day in 30,000 years there'll snow there. Yeah, right. Okay, milepost 68.3 is the next signal here. And cold. Oh, I bet. It's freezing here too. Well, it was freezing last night. It's 54 degrees, as you can see on the bottom right of my computer. It says 54 degrees here. I think it's supposed to rain today too. Yeah, I think these signs, the random signs that we see, are either milepost or gradient ratings. I think they're milepost though, because that's at 69. The next signal had 68 dot something. I guess while we're riding here, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. I hope you guys are gonna have a. Hope you guys are having a good early Christmas so far. You know, because you know Christmas is coming up in a couple days, so hope you guys have a good Christmas. When snowflakes are falling down, orange street lights make the weather as orange night here. Well, that's cool. How is it down there in? How is it up there in Turkey, by the way? Bet it's freezing there, because I know it gets cold there. It gets cold in Europe quite a lot, especially around Russia and Ukraine. I wonder about how it happened. It's just a natural thing. Speed limit 35. Snowing and freezing at Turkey. Oh, I bet. And to our left here, got this pretty lonely looking abandoned campground. Can't really see it because the visor shade's in the way, but it looks abandoned. There's a runaway track right there, so he dives into sand so we can stop or at least try to stop a runaway train. Looks like an abandoned cabin right there. Only just the lead locomotives, visor shades. Open up the windows too, so why not? There we go, now we can see much better out here. We can just chill right here. Maybe not. Like a memorial place up here. Have you guys heard of the new Trainz 2022 coming out? And if you did, what do you think of it? What do you guys think of the new Trainz 2022 coming out? Honestly, for me, I just see it as a more amped up version of Trainz 2019 with just better shaders and more locomotive capacity, or not capacity, capabilities. I'm just gonna stick with the new era, because I don't want to blow $60 on whatever. Welcome, UP 4014 Steam Train fan. Just driving a Santa Fe piggyback train over to Cajon. Snoot Nose SD4-2 leading. Sounds exciting. I don't know if I would get that game. I'm not going to bother getting it either because, again, I don't want to blow $60 or whatever on it. I'll put 66.7. saw the trailer and I think it looks really good. Yeah, it looks good. Once again, I just see it as a more amped up version of a new era / 2019. Pretty much a more power demanding version of Trainz 2019. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of what I said. Okay, now we're at milepost 66. Besides, I'm living at Turkey. I'm using Turkish liras, and wait, pronounce that right. Other than that, I already enjoy my own games on my laptop. Yeah, that's good. Welcome, Fiona Lover. It just looks like Trainz 2019 since I already own the North American edition. Huh. Nifty. I'm sticking with Tane. Same here. Welcome, Tropical Railroad Productions. It's not snowing in my area. It's not snowing here either. I don't think it's going to snow here anyways, because down here in Myrtle Beach, it hasn't snowed since 2010. So yeah, 11 years ago. It hasn't snowed since 11 years. I'll stick with Tane too, yeah. And once again, here's the train we're driving. I'm not sure how Santa Fe labeled their trains back then. I don't know if they did it like how BNSF did it. Like, for example, like BNSF trains. The only BNSF train I'm really aware about is called the ZAUG SBD. That's the Norfolk Southern 265 when it gets handed over to Norfolk Southern. I don't know if Santa Fe labeled their trains like that back then, but what do I know? And once again, the train we're driving here has Snoop Nose SD4-2 number 5025, standard SD4 number 5033, which is Taylor and North Valley Short Line, and then standard SD40-2 number 5047, SD45 5340, SD45 5379, SD45-2B 5515, and SD45-2 number 5697, and there's a set of helpers on the rear, which is a C30-7, 2 SD4-2s, and another SD45-2 over a bridge. Because Trainz 2009 was the very first game I ever owned. Yeah. The first Trainz version I played was probably a Trainz Mobile on a, I think it was Trainz Simulator on mobile. Or no, it was Trainz Driver on mobiles. I think it was Trainz Driver 2010? I don't know, I don't remember exactly. I owned Trainz Mobile first, then I got Trainz 2004 on my old desktop computer, which Trainz 2004 was an unstable mess on that computer. It hardly had anything. And then I got Trainz 2010, which was extremely unstable. It hardly worked on the laptop I had back then. And then I got Trainz Simulator 2 on mobile, and I thought that was fun, but I don't have it anymore. And then I got Trainz 2012, which I stuck with Trainz 2012 for a while, but then when I actually installed content on it, every single piece of content that I had on Trainz 2012 went faulty, and I didn't know how to fix it back then. So I just deleted Trainz 2012, and then finally I got Trainz New Era, which I'm sticking with right now. The thing I really like about Trainz New Era is the much more realistic shaders and the locomotive variety you can get. In fact, the locomotive I'm driving right now, if I were to install on Trainz 2004, that would probably break the entire game. Trainz Driver Edition, oh yeah, I remember that. Who remembers playing that old Route City and Country USA and driving either that B&O F7 freight train or the Santa Fe SD4-2 coal train? Do you like Milwaukee Road? Oh, I love Milwaukee Road. It's a really great railroad. Yeah, who remembers playing Trainz, any version of Trainz, most especially Trainz Mobile, playing City and Country USA, driving either the Santa Fe SD4-2 Coal Train or the Baltimore and Ohio F units pulling that Manifest train, or driving the Santa Fe F7 Super Chief. Who remembers that? I guess while we're right here, a little fun fact about the Cajon Pass here. You can see here the layout. We're going on the newer side of the Santa Fe line. The other side's actually an 1880s built track. The double track there now is the Southern Pacific line. I remember that. Oh yeah. In City and Country USA, you're either driving an ATSF F7 or CN SD4-2. It was a Santa Fe SD4-2. It's built in on Trainz 2009. I knew that, but but I'm talking about like mobile. You had Santa Fe SD4-2s. That's why it's a great sense of nostalgia for me to drive like these standard joiner rail Santa Fe SD4s, because the Santa Fe SD4-2 was the first train I drove on Trainz. But of course the old Trainz Mobile Santa Fe SD4-2 was that cheesy looking one that had an RS5T, but oh well, it was better than nothing, I guess. I think City and Country USA is available on previous train. I could download it on Download Station right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to take a while. Like Trainz 2006, yeah. Clear at milepost 61.1. I have City and Country in Trainz 2012. Yeah, I actually found this remastered version of City and Country USA. I didn't bother downloading it, but I might download it if I feel like it. I also remember having the British Midlands route, the Highland Valley Industries route on Trainz Mobile, as well as what's it? Dang, what was it called? I know there was another route. Oh, Outback Australia. Yeah, I like BN more than Santa Fe. I like both of them equally. Yeah, those are the biggest routes I remember on Trainz is British Midlands, Outback Australia, City and Country, Highland Valley. There's also a German route which I completely forgot what it was called, but yeah. I remember being so excited on Trainz Simulator 2 on mobile when the big boy was released. I'm currently using the Sport Bus Santa Fe SD4-2. Well, as you can see here, I have joiner rails Santa Fe SD4s, both of them, the snoot nose and the standard one. And I love them, they look great. Santa Fe was pretty well equipped on their SD4s, if you ask me. I mean, big old radio, big old AC unit, beacon light, RS3Ls. Really well equipped. I was wondering how some people getting build 3337 for Trainz 2006. I only got an update from build 2761 to 3092, which build 3092 makes Trainz Surveyor so much laggy. Huh. I might get the joiner rail model at some point. Now would be a good time because joiner rail is on their Christmas sale. I believe they. Let me actually look real quick here on joiner rail, because I know they're on their Christmas sale. Normally they're $15 each, but I think they've been knocked down to $10 or so. I don't know. Let me look here. Santa Fe. I'm getting the UP SD70M from joiner rail and the UP 1996 from joiner rail for Christmas. Nice. I have joiner rail, a couple of joiner rails, UP SD70Ms. Will you do voice impressions? I'll do voice impressions anytime. Like let's see here. Let me think of a voice impression. Hey, what are you looking at? Where's all this Seaboard stuff? I want more Seaboard! What horn is this on Trainz? I'm not very good with horns. That's a Leslie RS3L. But yeah, here you go, Splatoon Trainz fan. The Santa Fe SD4 S2s on Jordan are currently on sale for 1040 for 1050 each. So you can get either one. There's also a standard SD40 if you in the booking scheme, which I have this too. And they also just released a new Santa Fe SD45. Just there you go. But yeah, these are great models. I love the way they look. You know, changeable class lights, a functional beacon. They look extremely realistic. How much does Trainz New Era cost to download? When I got it, it was $50, but since then they knocked it down permanently, I think to $5. I don't remember. I know they knocked down the price of Trainz New Era by a lot. It's still on Steam. You can get it on Steam. Yay, Seaboard. That's why I'm adding. That's why in the North Valley Shortline episode 1, you're gonna see a certain character that I don't know, you might find funny. You'll see. Nice Seaboard Eddie impression. Well, I've done Eddie ever since Eddie was a thing, so for Eddie's voice, I literally just raise my voice and talk in a gruff accent. Little something like this. Where's the Seaboard stuff? Why is this not Seaboard? Do you prefer Auron's built-in UP Big Boy or Trainz Forge's Big Boy? Definitely Trainz Forge's because it's a lot more realistic looking. Why is Eddie a Seaboard loudmouth? Well, let me tell you a story here. Eddie is actually a real person. He was someone I met while rail fanning once. I was rail fanning, if I remember, I think I was waiting for an intermodal. And then Eddie came in, but he wasn't focusing on Norfolk Southern, he was focusing on CSX. I decided to go meet him. I said, hey, how's it going? Are you here to see the intermodal on Norfolk Southern? He was like, Norfolk Southern, screw that. I'm here to wait for some Seaboard stuff. And I'm like, Seaboard stuff? He's like, yeah, more into CSX than Norfolk Southern. And I was like, okay, to each his own. So I left him alone. Then I heard CSX coming, which had, I think, a pair of Gevos, and I heard Eddie started raging because I got tamed for $2 back in April 2020. Yeah, cool. But yeah, I started hearing Eddie raging because there was 2 Gevos on, I think it was Q694, and he started raging because there was no SD40 or whatever on it. I was like, jeez, man, why are you so mad? And he was like, because there was just 2 boring old Gevos on there. I was like, dude, calm down. You might get one eventually. He's like, I don't care. I want to see it right now. He's like, so I was like, if you want to see him, go to the CSX yard. It's just up there. And he was like, and he just started screaming at me and stuff. And that's how Eddie came to be in the Trainz series. One of the biggest jerks I ever met. Which he's in jail now, by the way. If you guys didn't know, Eddie's actually in jail. Yep, story time from me, how I met Eddie. Going through a tunnel. And there goes a Trainz glitch. Have you seen Norfolk Southern 1068? Which one is 1068 again? I think I might have, but I don't know. I don't entirely remember which one was 1068 again. Because I've only seen a few heritage units from Norfolk Southern. The only heritage units I've seen was the Lehigh Valley, the New York Central, the Southern, and the original Norfolk Southern heritage unit. Those are the only heritage units I've seen from Norfolk Southern so far. I've seen one CSX heritage unit, which was the Seaboard Coastline sticker unit. Or I think it was Seaboard Coastline. It was either Seaboard Airline or Coastline. Oh, no, I don't remember. The Erie, then therefore, no, I haven't. No, 1069 is the Virginian. 1069 is the Virginian unit. Gevos are the only thing you get in my area. Well, Gevos are common, so... No, the Virginian's the 1069. 1068 is the Erie. Lehigh Valley's 8104. Southern's 8099, which actually got into a wreck recently. And then, I really hate that spline disappearing glitch. Yeah, it happens quite a lot. I like how there's so many rural crossings. Clear milepost 57.1. After this, we'll tie the train down at the summit of the grade, and then we'll go and C&O Hinton, and we'll drive a CSX train, because why not? Or we'll drive a Chessie train. We'll see. A week after, it's been 8 years since the Castleton explosion in North Dakota. Oh, yeah. Rough one. Milepost 57. Got another rural crossing. RIT BNSF 4934 and 5958 in explosion. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys didn't hear that, Norfolk Southern 20W recently derailed, had 8099 leading, and which 8099 is going to the works to get repaired. But I mostly was concerned about the crew, because, you know, crew safety. It's a lubricator. This feels like a roller coaster. I mean, if you're really driving on Cajon Pass, then it does feel like a roller coaster, because there's so many grades that you have to climb and stuff. I've seen one of the units of the Castleton accident. I've seen one of the, I think I've seen one of the units I was involved in the Kismet derailment. Dash 9s and Gevos are usually what you see on Norfolk Southern. Dash 9, C6Ms, Gevos, and Aces are what I see mostly. And every now and then some BNSF leasing, some UP leasers. On CSX I mostly see ES44AHs or ET44AHs. Okay, we're approaching the summit of the grade. We're going to stop the train there, and then we'll go on a different route and drive into a different train. But it's a miracle, and the crew members of 4934 survived. Yeah. BNSF and UP runs through my area. That's nice. I think 6990's crew did the same too. Yeah. Are you a fan of Disney? No, not really. I'm not too big into Disney. Okay, now we're approaching the summit. We're going to stop there and tie the train down. We speed it up here. Remember when I saw BNSF 1065? Yeah. I think 1065 was actually sent on 265 not long ago. No, not 265, 222. I don't know. Recently, a lot of war bonnets been showing up on where Eyebrow Fan. Most recent war bonnet was BNSF 688. Still in the war bonnet scheme. Heavy caught foreign power. Oh, plenty of foreign power. Mostly BNSF or UP. I've never seen CN, CP, nor KCS. One buffer car, and BNSF 808, 314. Some tankers burnt out as well. Besides 4934 and 5958, yeah. Okay, here we are at the summit. We're gonna go and stop the train here. See, on a route like the Cajon Pass, it's easy to stop because you're going up so many uphill grades. Microscopic cracks on its axle. Yeah, it did. I haven't seen any foreign power where I was at Folkestone. If you're rail fighting in Folkestone, I believe the most common foreign power you're going to get is Union Pacific, depending on what train you get. There we go. We'll go and tie the train down here. There we go. That's the Santa Fe. There we go. That's the Santa Fe intermodal, or like piggybacks, whatever. Once again, power. Here's the lead power. Snoot nose number 5025. Standard nose 5033. Standard nose 5047. SD45 number 5340. SD45 5379. SD45B 5515. And SD45-2 number 5697. And on the rear, if we go to the rear, there's a helper set. We had C30-7 8018, two SD40s 5056, 5042, and 5670, an SD45-2. And once again, that's the train on Cajon. Now we're gonna go to the C&O Hinton division. Wasn't that CSX has its trackage through Folkestone, because Folkestone is CSX Nahana. Depends on where that train's going, really. I mean, yes, it's owned by BNSF or CSX, but Union Pacific often sends out leasers on CSX that go through Folkestone, what I've seen. I think I have a drink, because I'm thirsty. But yeah, depending on which way the train's going, it is on the Nahana sub, but they can either go to the Jessup sub or I forgot what the other one's called. But that's why Folkestone's a hotspot, because it goes to two different subdivisions. Same thing with places like Austell, Georgia. Like Austell has two different subs from Norfolk Southern. And Chattanooga has trains that are going to different subs too. Alright, to C&O Hinton we go. We're going to drive... What should we drive? CSX or Chessie? In my area, I mainly saw TCDD. What's TCDD? Is that a Turkish railroad company? I'm guessing it is. TCDD is the only railroad to operate. Oh, so TCDD is like the sole railroad, like main railroad in Turkey. Chessie? Okay, we'll drive Chessie. As soon as the route loads, because it's a huge route. And we'll set the time to be noon. TCDD is a Turkish railroad company. Yeah, I can't pronounce that, but yeah, that's interesting. I'm always interested in like the foreign railroads, like especially like railroads like British Railways, Japanese Railways, and like BR, JR, and DB, SNCF for France. DB's German. Excuse me. What chassis Logosino or chassis system? We'll just do chassis system. Let's see. Let's drive a chassis. Let's do a coal train. Yeah, how about that? Because the Hinton's known for coal trains. We'll drive an SD50. We'll drive an SD50 with an SD40 and a couple Jeeps and a couple GP40s. Yeah, let's go with that. I just gotta find those coal hoppers. Excuse me. We'll use these coal hoppers that I downloaded from Rare Mods. Because why not? I don't have the joiner rail chassis hoppers downloaded right now. Might do that later on today. It's gonna take a while. Ice. Oh yeah, I remember Ice. The ice trains, yeah. I remember when Amtrak tested an ice train set. They had tested it for, I think, the Acela, along with another train set. Amtrak has lots of foreign locomotives for their upcoming locomotives. Like the AEM7 was tested from a Swedish RCD, I think it was. The Acela was tested from the ice set and something else. I think I have chassis cabooses installed. No, I don't. So I just have to use generic chassis caboose. We'll make it an empties. Alright. Let's go and get set up. Got a red signal. Just gotta align the junction up here. If you're planning to come to Turkey soon, maybe you'll see some TCDD. That is if I actually plan out a trip, a foreign trip. I mean, right now the only trip I'm really planning out for a foreign country is to Japan. But, we'll see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and depart. The other side was an X2000 from Sweden. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's get set up here. Class rights to green. Means train with following session. Into the cab. And let's go. I don't have lots of chassis 6 axles. The only chassis 6 axle units I have installed are the ones that are on this train, which is chassis SD50 and a SD4-2. See. Got a pair of GP40s right here. To England and Germany. Yeah. I want to go visit England too. Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, and Kastamonu, and a few other cities have airports. Make sure you have a passport. Well, again, it just depends if my family actually decides to go on a trip there, which I kind of doubt they will anytime soon. I want to go to Italy. Italy's a nice place. I like to go there too. reverser handle must be removed when the unit is in trailing position. Huh. Locomotive 8586. And after this, I might show off my Trainz collection again, because I've installed a lot of things since last time I did a live stream. If I ever do a foreign trip, I'll start with Pennsylvania. That's ironic because I'm planning to go out to Pennsylvania in May for a grad trip. There's a GP38 with the name Luke. Number 553. From what series? It's like from a series. But yeah, maybe after this train, I'll go on to Kickstarter County and I'll show you guys some planned characters that I have for North Valley Short Line. If you want, that is. Got a crossing up here. I've always wanted to rail fan Northeast Corridor. That's going to be one of my stops when I go out to Pennsylvania's Northeast Corridor. I hate these crossings. I mean, they look good, but I hate the sounds they make. I might plan to get the BNSF SD78s and UP SD70M from Jordan Rail. I have the BNSF Thundercab SD78s, not the nose light. I used to have the nose light one, but I lost it. Jeez. Pride of the UPRR. Huh. I might. I download a lot of things on Trainz since I might. Once again, after this, I might either show you guys my Trainz collection again, or playing characters I have for North Valley Short Line. Once again, after we ride this train. Bless you, thank you. If I ever go to Pennsylvania, one of my rail fan stops will be Horseshoe Curve. That's going to be another one of my stops. What I plan to do in Pennsylvania when I go up in May is to go to Philadelphia first to rail fan Northeast Corridor. And then after the Northeast Corridor, go to Strasburg. And then check out what's there. And I especially want to see Locomotive 475 because that's my all-time favorite steam locomotive. And then after Strasburg, go to the East Broadtop Railroad in Rock Hill. And after going to East Broadtop, go to Altoona, see the Railroaders Memorial Museum and the Horseshoe Curve. And then after Altoona, plan to go to Scranton to see the Steamtown collection. And then after Steamtown, I might make a drive to Roanoke just to check out what's in Roanoke. Yeah, I went over here just to switch to tracks here because I hate it when it goes this to track 2 right here. Ram ProMaster City model is producing a Fiat facility in Bursa. That's how they came to the USA. Since Ram ProMaster City models have Fiat Doblo's car body. Huh. Interesting. It's kind of something that I've been wondering for a while, is that, what are you guys thinking of North Valley Short Line so far? Just wondering, like, what do you guys think of it so far? Bursa has 2 car factories, if I'm not mistaken, which are Fiat Industrial Village. That's interesting. And where I rail fan, there is a BMW plant. Norfolk Southern contracts out, and they have a big contract with Norfolk Southern, and every Autorack train I see comes from the BMW plant. They're hauling like brand new cars to be delivered to foreign countries. I think it looks promising. Well, what year does it take place in? 2002. That's what year North Valley Short Line takes place in, is 2002. But just keep in mind that North Valley Short Line is meant to be 100% fictional. It's supposed to be 100% fictional, although there is going to be some snippets of real railroads in it, like CSX is going to be in it. I got the CNGP9 from the Steam store during a Black Friday sale. That's interesting. Sakarya has a Toyota factory. Huh. I think the series looks great so far. I think it looks promising. Yeah, I'm glad to see that, you guys have good hopes for my series so far. Because literally every single train series I made ended up being a failure. But so far I have pretty good hopes for North Valley Short Line. Especially Southeast Rail Stories. Probably the biggest abysmal failure of a series I made. 2002 is the year I was born in. Yeah, I was born in 2004, so... ...2005 is the year I was born in. Huh. What does that say? It's probably milepost. It said 54 right there. I know that's a 154. I'm working on improving my series. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I think your series is looking great so far. You know what, let's go ahead and... I'll go ahead and show off my Trainz collection to you guys. Some series of mine, like BYS and TOSW, never even made it out of the scripting phases. Yeah. Send me a photo. Oh. Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys my updated Trainz collection, because I've installed a bunch of things ever since the last time I streamed. And some of them are pretty interesting. And also, not long ago, bought some new joiner rail stuff. And also, of course, I made some new horn sounds too. Because you guys remember that I used to do lots of Trainz custom horn sounds, which I still do that every now and then. Alco. Yeah, I love Alco. I like their diesels. I love the chug of Alco diesels. If I'm able to, I might go visit one of the railroads up in the Northeast to have a lot of Alco diesels that they use. Then again, they're mostly in New York. I can only do 2 shorts in my Adventures of Toronto Railland series, and I uninstalled Trainz for some reason, yeah. The only reason why most of my series became failures was... First series I ran was called Rails to the East Coast. That one was just when I still had Trainz 2010. It was a very, very generic, very, very bad series. I didn't even use Bandicam to record it. I used my freaking iPad to record everything. And it was just way too stupid. Which then Rails to the East Coast evolved into Southeast Rail Stories when I got Trainz New Era. Love Alco diesels, especially R series and R cells. I love all that. I love the Alco Sentries, but anyways, Yeah, reformed Rails to East Coast when I got Trainz New Era. EMD's better. Outcoast sound like they're about to collapse. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. But, yeah. Guess I'll go ahead and show off some new Trainz content I installed. I downloaded Trainz Forge's Santa Fe F units, like the F3s and the F7s. Which, of course, the F7 kind of mirrors what Joiner Rail's F7 used to look like, although Joiner Rail's one's much shinier than this one. They look nice. I love F units. And then for new things I bought off Joiner Rail, here's one of them. I got a Santa Fe, old Santa Fe SD40 in the booking scheme. Looks great. Mostly like Big Boy and Challenger's smoke deflectors. They look good. Rosin and Yard Stories was the first Trainz series I initially developed. Really. Excuse me. Another Joiner Rail thing I got is this Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy SD40, which I think is really interesting. And I made a custom horn for it because the horn it came with kind of sucked. Yeah, I made that horn sound because once again the horn sound came with kind of sucked, honestly. It was going to be your generic Resahine Valley ripoff. Yeah. That's kind of how Southeast Rail Stories was at first until I decided, you know what, I may as well just do my own stories. I downloaded this on Download Station. I think this thing is pretty cool. It's a Chinese Railway C36-7I, but in China it's classified as an ND5-1. I think this is really cool. I don't know why. I always thought it was interesting. It's a pretty nostalgic piece of Trainz content. Also like how it has two RS3Ls on it. I always thought that looked pretty interesting. Joiner Rail, it's a shame how Joiner Rail removed all the F7s, along with the Norfolk Southern F9s. Yeah, I think they removed them because they're remastering them, but also reinstalled this, the Canadian National C40-8. I love CN. And then, here's this. It's a Conrail U25C and a U25B. And as overrated as I find Conrail, these are still pretty interesting pieces because, you know, U-boats are pretty unique. Welcome, South Florida Aviation. I haven't seen you in a while. Though I make several improvements to it over the years, and I even plan a second season at one point. The second season would have strayed away from the Resahine Valley influences. Yeah. Don't know if I showed this before, but here's a CSX SD80 Mac, which don't know if you guys heard, but you know, some of the Norfolk Southern SD80 Macs are getting scrapped now. And I installed these old pieces of content. These are from the Erecting Hall, or these are Rare Mods' old Jeeps. The only reason why I installed these, even though they're old, is I still think they look pretty good. Pretty ahead of their time, if you ask me. I got the CN SD75i from JCal555JC's website. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, is that the bogey doesn't come with it. I haven't been active much lately due to stuff outside the internet. That makes sense. SRS Trainz released a CN. Yeah, I actually had that CN SD75i, but I lost a download link to it. It's this Norfolk Southern C36-7, and as well as a Union Pacific C36. I just got a girlfriend. Oh, good job. Even though I think Conrail is overrated, the story behind it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Conrail really did save the falling railroad industry. I also got this from Down Station just to see how it looked in this. What I'm planning to get rare mods is C44-9WL. Lehigh Valley, Alco, PA. I like Lehigh Valley. It's pretty underrated. Let's see here. Since some of you were mentioning the UP-SD670Ms, these are the ones I have. The flag one, the flared radiator one from SRS Trainz, and the block letter one. These are the only UP-SD70Ms I have. I could only download SD70M-9s and SD75Ms. Conrail is one of those popular fallen flags, yeah. The second season will include more original characters. That sounds interesting. Here's another thing I bought from Joiner Rail, which I think is pretty neat. It's a Union Pacific SDP-35. This is really neat. I like it. You know, a passenger spec SD-35. Let's see. From SRS Trainz, yeah. And like I said, this flared radiator UPSD70 I got came from SRS Trainz. I like Southern Pacific. Oh yeah, I love Southern Pacific and the Southern Railroad. Of course, also have the Norfolk Southern SC70M from SRS Trainz as well. The thing I find really cool about this is how it I can't do it on there, but you can when you change the skins, you can actually change it to a white face if you wanted. So you can see it could be a white face if you wanted it to be. But Sporbus UPSD70M has a limited number of arrangements, only Union Pacific lettering. Yeah. It has a beacon on top, yeah. I like the beacons. Who here likes New York Central? I love New York Central. Because here's some New York Central Alco FAs. Here's a New York Central Niagara. I love New York Central's steam locomotive design. I'm a huge fan of the Southern. Oh yeah. Welcome, GCR Productions. How you doing? I have the UP SD70M flare radiator from Joiner Rail. Yeah. The only Southern things I have is I found these the other day. It's a green painted Southern F7, which I think is really neat. You know, because most of the Southern F units had the green paint, and also had the Southern GP38. And these unusual things. This is a GP39X, which, when I try looking at pictures of GP39Xs, they apparently didn't exist. But I think these are mostly like GP59s or something. I also have the ever so rare GP40X. Not gonna lie, the locomotives from SRS Trainz are pretty neat. Oh yeah, they're really neat. And they're doing good, that's good. New York Central Mohawk is a legend. Oh, definitely. And New York Central's a legend, yeah. And here's this Southern Alco RS1. And then here's a Southern SD9. I like the SD9. And here's probably one of my most favorite Trainz pieces, the Southern SD4-2. This is one of the first things I bought from Joiner Rail. In fact, I think it was the first thing I bought from Joiner Rail, along with the Norfolk Southern SD4-2. I really, really like the horn it comes with. And also have, this is Joiner Rail's older Southern SD45. I'm planning to get their newer one. And here's their SW1500. Ben the Train Kid gave me some of his World Trainz content to me previously, including a UPSD70M flare radiator. That's not a good idea. Southern was such a cool fallen flag. Same goes with New York Central. They were both really good. Also for Southern, I have the 630. I used to have the 4501, but I don't have it installed right now. So I just have the 630 installed. And here's the 722, which is in pieces at Great Smoky Mountains. And I've actually seen her tender. I think I saw her cab too. I really hope 722 actually comes back soon. And I have the Southern PS4s, which these things were made for the Crescent, back when the Crescent first started, which today Crescent's served by Amtrak. And someone mentioned Southern Pacific. Here's the Southern Pacific GS locomotives that I got from Trainz Forge. I didn't bother getting joint rails ones, because, I don't know. This is a GS6. Excuse me. Also have the GS4 4449, like the American Freedom Train scheme and the Daylight. As you can see, I like 4449, especially the American Freedom Train paint. The first thing I got from Jordan Roll was the Amtrak F40. Whoops. These. I apologize, the engine's loud, but I just gave it the engine because I think the engine sounds much more realistic than the one it comes with. There's phase 2, phase 3, and phase 3 with ditch lights. Southern Pacific diesels are cool. And this Santa Fe SD4 Attitude yellow bonnets. Yeah. Mainly like the Norfolk and Western. Oh yeah, I love all the fallen flag railroads equally. But most favorite's the Southern and the Lehigh Valley. Let's see here. The Southern Pacific, Southern Pacifics are one of my most favorites. Here's a GS2 War Baby. And for Southern Pacific diesels, I have a SD9, which I like it. Here's a SD9. Here's, of course, the built-in SD40T and the built-in SD45. And then I got the SD45T-2. I think it looks really good. I actually got this when it just released on Joiner Rail. When it first released on Joiner Rail. I think it looks really nice. And then here's the Joiner, and then here's SW1500. Which I mostly got most of my locos from new rail series from Joiner Rail. Yeah. Strasburg, anyone? Strasburg 90. Southern Pacific is cool. I love their Black Widow scheme. Oh yeah, the Black Widow scheme looks awesome. My all-time favorite steam locomotive is Norfolk and Western 475. I really love that P3 on the Joint Rail SPSD 45T. Oh yeah, I do too. There's certain skins on GS4 and GS2s. You mean like either the Daylight? Because, you know, the War Baby skin just them in black. I saw both Southern Pacific SD40T-2s and SD45 Trainz 12 release trailer. Yeah. They were made by Joiner Rail. Of course, mentioned the big boy earlier. Here's the big boy right here. Just the Trainz Forge big boy, because, you know, why not? And I also have the Challenger from Trainz Forge, which I love. I really like the Challenger. I guess someone mentioned N&W. I have this installed, the N&W Y6B. This is the one from Download Station that was built in Trainz 2012. Excuse me. I recently uploaded features of SP4449. Yeah. I could join Rails GS. I don't know what I feel like it. Whistle transport is big boy so awesome. Oh yeah, it really is. Here's a New Haven Alco. It's got New Haven Alco FA1s like in green, the McGinnis scheme, and the orange as well. Here's this. This is a Northern Pacific Alco RS11. Let's see. Norfolk Southern -8 wide cab. The reason why these got retired so quickly was the fact that they had pretty poor maintenance since they got handed over from Conrail. I also have the CSX -8s like this. There's CSX generic -8, YN3. The only New Haven stuff we got is New Haven FL9. Oh yeah, I remember that old locomotive. Can I see the AC44C6M? Sure, let me get it out here. It's just a custom reskin of the -9 I did. It's not 100% accurate. I only did what I could. All I just really did was added the AC44C6M lettering there, and I just gave it a different horn. I have the Norfolk Southern C4-8W Mutiny 77's NSR3L horn. Yeah. Here's a Top Hat -9 here. I always kept this same horn sound on this -9 ever since I first got it, because I always thought it fit well enough with it. Here's the Norfolk Southern ST40E from Joiner Rail. It's beautiful. Here's an Ace. Let's see. Ripped all the top hats though. At least they're still around. I remember at least they're technically still around, but as rebuilds now. This Alaska Railroad Alco RS1, which I just made a custom horn for it. It's a Wabco E2. I usually keep the horn sounds the same. You do to each his own. You can do whatever you want with your content. For some reason I downloaded all these Alco C425s from Download Station, because why not? Even though they might be like old. I don't know, I just felt like downloading them. And then also got this Penn Central Alco C630 from Download Station as well, because why not? It was 8856 with an Epic P5. Yeah. Here's a Penn Central GP38. As big of an abysmal failure Penn Central was, it is one of my favorite Fallen Flags because I like the paint scheme and for some reason. I heard Norfolk Southern's original tuxedo paint scheme kind of took inspiration from the Penn Central paint scheme. The only NSC 40-9 standard cab never got rebuilt is A798. Yeah, that was one that was involved in a wreck. Doodlebug. Here's a Pennsylvania SD45. Seaboard! Yeah, Seaboard SD50. Here's a Seaboard Airline Alco or FA1, I mean, not RS1, FA1. Can you drive a Penn Central freight train? Yeah, we'll do that later. Along with C6 number 4063, yeah. There's a big nose SD40. Snoot nose. When you seaboard. When you seaboard! NS AC44C6M was rebuilt from 8821, yeah. I've actually seen the 4063 before it got into a wreck. I remember before these things got released, I preferred the old whistles that they used to have before they got released, but whatever. Yeah. Let's see. Santa Fe B30-7. So I'm going to change the engine sound on this because I hate this engine sound. Sarb Civic -9. Anyone? Do you think Henry the UP Challenger should pride of the UP, or what does that mean? I gotta finish up the script a little bit. Okay, take your time. Here's Detroit, Toledo, and Irondale. I think that's what it means. DT&I. Oh no, Ironton, not Irondale. Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton. DT&I. Okay, let's see here. I had to download this the other day. It's supposed to be like a... It's Ben Neal's Rio Grande C48 steam locomotive. Actually has auto running numbers, that's impressive. I meant to put join. If you wanna if you wanna do that, then do whatever you want. The way I could tell the difference between the ES44 AC and ES44 DC is the rear headlights. Kind of. I got the CP-SD4S2s from Dallas Station, which are not have RAM or ARN on them. Yeah, epic stuff, man. Thanks. I might get the rare mods CP-SD4S2 eventually. Here's this. I don't know. I always like this. Yeah, hey, Black Shuck. Here's this. It's a Santa Fe 468 class, 460, number 492. I think this is pretty interesting. I mean, the headlight has this effect on it that makes it look like it's realistic. Yeah. The very different Canadian Pacific SD4H2 roster is 5422 because it looks like a Union Pacific. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, a lot of them had the nose light. I think a few of them. I see some GP7Us and a girl 10. What's a girl 10? These 4H2s are sus. Can you not? I hate Among Us. GP10, right. I also have this. This is a Santa Fe 284, number 4180. Or it has already numbers, but for some reason the tender doesn't work because the tender's missing something, which I can't find. Do you got CP Triclops SC60M? No, I don't. Santa Fe B4-8W. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here because I'm going to go eat because I'm getting hungry. So yeah, thank you all for joining in. So I hope to see you guys next time, and Merry Christmas, everyone. This is Lion Coast Rail